Alan, I know you're a Disney fan.
Yes.
Zootopia. Now, what did you think of Zootopia 1?
I really liked it. It was
I did too. And the movie is actually kind of like, if you look back, it's about a politician in a way, basically encouraging different groups of animals to fight amongst each other. No connection to real life at all. Zootopia 2 is a different plot, but why don't you give me a quick broad strokes of the story, Alan?
Okay, so not too long after the events of Zootopia 1, Hops and what is the fox's name? Sorry. 69.
Yeah, what's
Nick.
the fox's name?
It's Nick. Nick and so they just solved the crime. They are now part of the police force. But they feel like they need to prove themselves because they're new and because they're a bunny and a fox compared to the other guys who are these big burly animals. And so there's a smuggling ring going on, and they sneak in using their skills to capture the smuggler, but at the same time they destroy half the city, and so they get demoted in a way. And of course, demotion's never enough. And so they decide that they actually uncovered a conspiracy in Zootopia. Look, if you look at that picture, there's no reptiles in Zootopia. Reptiles were exiled a long time ago. Well, why was that? Well, there we go. Our heroes are now set to figure out what happened. And is there a way to figure out why there are no reptiles? And is there a way to bring them back home to Zootopia? It involves the Lynx mob. It also involves the MacGuffin known as a patent.
Right.
You have to watch the movie to figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, they have these walls that separate different types of animals that recreate different types of weather conditions that are best suited for those animals.
Right.
And
someone invented that. It was the Lynx family, but did they really invent it?
And there is, like, the first one had a really good twist where it's very similar to the first. And I'll say this right off the bat, not as good as the first movie, but I saw it in the afternoon, 2:00 in the afternoon. I walk in and the screening is, by the way, 2 p.m. packed, and it's mostly kids and families because it's a kids movie. And I cringe because, oh my God, they're just gonna be restless through the whole film. And through the trailers, kids were restless. Once the movie got going, you could hear a pin drop. And during the dramatic moments, the movie is very fast paced in the beginning. At a certain point towards the middle, it kind of slows down and gets very serious, kind of like the first movie. And it deals with some, I mean, you could compare it to something like, this is maybe not really compared to, but in a similar, like LA Confidential or something, it gets serious stakes. Certain characters might meet their end. It's crazy how the kids in the audience, I'm sitting here going like, how are there so many kids in this audience? They're not on their phone and they're actually quiet, paying attention to a movie. I wish all movies did this. So I was kind of annoyed with it at the beginning, and then it got really like deep in the middle. The characters are not two-dimensional. They're fleshed out, and I do like the whole thread of they go to like partner therapy. And it's a weird thing because really it's kind of a romance where it's a friendship. They're in a deep friendship as partners. Yeah. They have complementary skills, and I was won over by the end. I'm sorry. I have to admit, I actually really enjoyed it. Alan, what did you think?
Yeah. So, let's go back to the D Files. When we ended the D Files, Jennifer Lee was the president of Walt Disney Animation, and not too long after she got fired, or I'm sorry, she resigned, and Jared Bush took over. Jared Bush is the writer and director of Zootopia 2. This is his first film as a result of the changeover, and let's just say I'm happy about the direction it's going in. Disney is no longer the worst animation studio in Hollywood today. Disney is now just as good as the other animation studios in Hollywood. I thought Trolls World Tour was a better movie than this one, but but I don't want to cast dispersions on this. The movie is good. Perfect. I felt the same way you did, and here's what I feel like is the reason why the first half of the movie is not as good, but gets a lot better in the second half. The first half of the movie is basically nonstop action.
Yeah, something wall to wall.
Something happens. It never stops. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. And it's not until they stop and let the story breathe a bit and let the action breathe, and so you get moments in between it, do you really get to kind of immerse yourself in this world. And look, you've got to pull people in, and you don't need to go 100 jokes a minute. In terms of the story itself, it's fine. Not woke, not you could make a case if you look at this movie politically. You could make the case for both sides in terms of, I could see it like this or I could see it like that. And so it's safe for kids. That's the biggest thing. I think my walk away here is, this is a good start for Jared Bush. He chose something fairly easy, which is a sequel to a popular movie with basically easy characters to deal with and easy storytelling, and he did well with that. And I'm excited to see what the next movie is, not including next Disney movie is, because Hopper's is starting to look like a mess at the moment.
Yeah, Hopper's looks like a mess. This is it's a worthy sequel, not as good as the first, not as fresh. I missed the world building that the first Zootopia did very well. And I remember not only enjoying it, but being surprised by it.
Yeah.
And this doesn't do as much. It's more about the history of Zootopia, how it began. But it does have that twist moment that the first movie had, and it does bring back characters from the first that I think you'll enjoy.
I gotta say that in terms of my theater in Yorba Linda, not a lot of people go to it. First 3 screenings were sold out, and I barely got tickets to go and see it at the time.
Wow.
I went to see it. Kids, we'll spoil it on Friday. I'll tell the story in detail, but there's a moment in the movie where one of the characters could legit die, and the kids were on the edge of their seats going, no, please don't, please. They were like begging the projectile to swerve or go in a different direction than it did. I'm like, I've never seen kids that engaged in a movie at a theater like that in a long time.
Yeah. Well, and I will say this, you could tell the adults were also you're right. The first half of the movie is kind of wall-to-wall action. It's when it slows down and we get some of the reveals of what's really going on that it gets really interesting. So,
I mean, the patent.
It's all revolving around who owns this patent. So kind of simple. It's simple enough. Kids can follow it, and it's fine for adults. But I do there's nothing really kind of woke about it. If anything, you could say that this is kind of more common sense. Like the first one's kind of a little of what maybe one side of the political aisle likes to pit people that are different from each other against each other. And that's what the first Zootopia was about. Yeah. And this doesn't do that necessarily, but there is a prejudice against. I did like Kihei Kwan as the snake.
Yeah, he's okay.
What? I liked him because I like. Yeah. You can tell it's him.
Yep.
I like. He says he's Gary the Snake.
That's his name, Gary the
His
Snake.
name is Gary the Snake. That's it.
Yeah, but
So,
look,
yeah, you'll like him.
What percentage of the kids in your screening knows what a patent is?
They figured it out. It's fine.
Man, they're just chasing a piece of paper.
It's fine. I did like Patrick Warburton too. He was good.
Yeah.
I mean, there was really good voice talent in it as well. So it was fun, and I recommend it.
Yeah.
Not as good as the first, but a worthy sequel and nothing to worry about.
Oh, by the way, wrestling fans, Roman Reigns and CM Punk are zebras in this movie.
Sweet.